Alright everybody, this is my first commentary video. You guys are giving me too much crap about it, so here we go. This is 125 with some Magnum X's from Jason, Freshwater Predators. Looking good. I got at least one male in there. Some of these other ones just haven't grown yet. The freckles are pretty nice on some of these guys. Just waiting for them to color up. Got some big clown loaches in there. And a Braziliensis. Not too much other action. All the clown loaches hide over here. There should be 8 of them in there. The biggest one I think is about 8 or 9 inch. And let's see, next one. This is a 210 with the big Umby pair in here. This is Thor and his girlfriend Beast and all their fry. They're kind of spread out right now though. I've had these guys for about a year now. He's put on about 5 inches or so, I'd say, in that time. He's the only, I think the only fish we have left that doesn't eat anything but massivore. They won't switch over. These two are wild caught. This is the, I think the 10th spawning attempt. The first 8 were not successful, so I threw in I had a few Bacorti laying around. As soon as I threw those in there, we had successful spawns. They're pretty worse for the wear though. I think he's only killed 3 of them so far, so that's pretty good. And this is a 210 gallon Oceanic. It's a 7x2x2. Yeah, we'll move on to the next ones. We'll go in, I got a little fish room here. Most of my tanks are spread around the basement, so I can't fit them all in one room. These are some Hogaboomerooms from Wraps. I've had these for a little while now. Starting to color up nice. Shout out to Cichlid Man 09 for having Hulk, the inspiration for these guys. I watched pretty much every video of Hulk, and I just had to get some of my own. So these guys are coming along pretty nice. They're in a 75 gallon. They're not shy at all. They've pretty much ate right away. They're coloring up pretty darn nice. This is the biggest one here. And below that I got another 75 that's got some fish I just got in on Friday. These are some Lion's Eye. Got these from Gage, Cichlid Connection. Wonderful little fish for only being about 1.5 inches. They already have quite a bit of color. So very promising. Hoping to get a pair out of these, and then I've already have some people locally here that want to take the leftovers. And behind me here I got another 75. And this has got the big male Trimack. His name is Titan. He's really fun. He's a pretty boy. And constantly hungry. I think he's about right around the 12-inch mark. When I got him, he was brought to me in a 5-gallon bucket, and his nose touched one end of the bucket and his tail was touching the other side of the bucket. So I think the inside of a bucket's about 12 inches or so. You can't hardly ever get a side profile of him because he's always looking straight at you looking for food. If I try to get him to follow my finger here, maybe we'll get him to turn to the side. There you go. I was trying to get a female growing out here to try to spawn with him, but I don't think that's going to work. His previous owner, the guy that grew him from a baby, said that pretty much anything he ever put with him he murdered, so that will probably not work out, but it's worth a shot. And above that we have a 40 breeder. This has got some Trimacks that came from, I got them from a local pet store, but I had heard that they originally came from Dan, the Cichlids of the Americas. This is the big male here. I'd say I think he's about 3.5, maybe 4 inch. I think the colors are a little light because I don't have any substrate in this tank, so they have a tendency to be a little washed out. These fish are hopefully going to go to my son so he can grow them out. Then I'll take this tank and use it for fry grow out for some F1 Umbi fry that I have. And next to these guys is the 125 with Grendel and his girl. These are Gorillas Blacks. I think Grendel's about 9. He's a pretty good 9-inch. He's actually starting to come into his own. He's been, fairly timid, but he's turning into a kind of a finger chaser now, so that's cool. I did have a spawn from these guys a few weeks ago. I think the eggs hatched. I didn't have any white ones, and I'm sure they hatched, but I think either she ate the fry or he ate the fry or something, so that's pretty much expected for the first go around. Not too worried about it. He's pretty nice. I don't see very many blacks around. A lot of people have the blues, but I think the blacks are just as nice. I also figured out I got the blacks first. I got 8 from Chris Umbi King. I want to thank him for bringing these wonderful fish to everybody. I mean, they've been a real joy. I've had these fish for quite a while now. I got them at 1 inch, and I got 7 of these guys, 7 or 8, and I'm down to 3. They killed each other off at a really young age, probably before they were even 3 inch. I was down to about a handful. Seemed that they wanted to bite the tails off of each other. So I had a few that just didn't have tails. I tried to keep them around and save them, but once I found out that the tails wouldn't grow back, they just became dinner for bigger fish. Not that that would have been a breeding issue, but I don't think not video worthy. You don't really like to see fish swimming around with no tails, although that one without a tail is faster than hell. So below here we have the Gorillas Blues. This is the female. You guys probably saw my video that I made of this pair with the male going crazy. I let him go for a few days. He thoroughly trashed her. So now I put the divider back in. You can see she's healing up pretty nice. Her fins are just about fixed up, and she's out and about now, so that's good, eating well. So once we get her healed up all the way, we'll go for it again and see how we do. He's over here. Just got done trashing the intake for the filter. He's got that laying on the ground here. He's pretty shy when he's got the divider in. He likes to hide back in that corner. He's not very social. All he cares about is his woman when she's free. Can't say I blame him. Kind of wanted this guy to come out so we can start giving Prime a run for his money here. Hopefully Jason get a pretty good laugh out of that anyway. But yeah, he doesn't come out much. Doesn't help that I have all the plants in here, but he feels a lot more secure that way. He's always been shy. I got these guys, I think 2 or 3 weeks after I got the Gorillas Blacks. Got the same amount of fry. All of these made it. The fry were nowhere near as aggressive as the blacks. I don't know if it's just a one-time deal here or what, or if that's been anybody else's findings, but I think that the blacks are more aggressive than the blues, at least at a younger age. Wish this guy would come out a little bit. We'll maybe try him again towards the end of the video. See what we can find. We'll go out in the other room, check out a couple more tanks. Out here's another 210 Oceanic with Magnus, which is a fantastic wild reel mag. I got this guy at just under 4 inch, and he's grown considerably. He's at least a foot now, and he's probably one of my favorite umbies that I have. This is his female. She's been in a few too many lip locking contests, and her top lip is doesn't quite go back the way it used to. See on that one side. But when I first put these two together, Magnus was considerably smaller than her, and she just beat the tar out of him. So I put a divider in there, let him catch up. As soon as he caught up, they pretty much pair bonded right away. And they've been good ever since. They raised the fry. I don't have to do anything. The only reason why I pull them to grow them out is just because it's easier to catch them when they're just starting to free swim and they're in that fry cloud. It's just easier to siphon them out that way rather than try to dig them out of a 200-gallon tank. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. But Magnus he's a great fish. Tons of personality. Rarely lets me clean his tank. I have to use a divider sometimes, otherwise he'll try to take a few chunks out of me. I like his body profile a little bit more than Thor's. He's got that taller head. And he's pretty aggressive. You can put your hands up there again, Tristan. He just chases and chases. And he's been like that ever since he was about 4 inch. He's always had that mean disposition. I got these guys. I bulked them up originally on Massivore, and now I've since switched them over to NLS. And they seem to be doing great. Colors are popping. Just as good on NLS as they ever did on Massivore. So I would think that would be a testament to the food. I was always a firm believer in Massivore, and I'm definitely loving the NLS, plus the price is cheaper and it's a better food. So let's move on to another 75. This has got One of our lone Spectabilis in it. I have no idea what sex any of these Spectabilis are. I could try to vent them, I suppose, but I've pretty much figured out we're just going to buy one more 125, and I have 3 Spectabilis. We're just going to throw them all in one tank and see what the hell happens. And sharing the tank is there's a beat up Gorillas Blue down or up here. It's another male that I have. I'd like to get him to heal up, but every time I put the divider in here, the Spectabilis is on the Umby side, and next thing you know, the Umby's on the other side, and I just got tired of it, so I just pretty much let these guys figure it out. There's still some F1 Tiger Moda Rio Blanco fry in here, swimming around. I think I got there's quite a few, probably maybe a dozen or so. I sold the parents to a guy here locally. So now I just got fry, and I'm not sure if I'm going to raise them or not. And then the next tank is another 75 with the other 2 Spectabilis. This is another one that looks identical to that one we were just looking at. Same body shape, at least. I'm assuming this one's male. Like I said earlier, I really don't know. And on the other side of the divider is this one here. This one's a little taller and thicker. I guess I can't really... I would assume this would be the opposite sex because it's just different. But I suppose I should try to vent them sometime and figure it out. Below them are some more Trimacks. These are from Jeff Rapps. These guys have some great color. Here's the male down here, the bigger one we got. He's got some really nice colors. He's got really nice teardrops, and the color, he's got some red, you know, in his fins and oranges, and getting that blush on his breast, so he's looking good. These guys are probably 2.5 inch, I suppose. That bigger male there is probably getting real close to 3. They're going to be fun to watch grow. This is a really female heavy too. I think most of the fish in here are female. So I'll have plenty to try to pair out with Titan, and if it doesn't work, no big deal. We'll have a pair out of these guys for sure. So, yeah, the last couple tanks are just fry tanks. I got these are fry from Magnus. They're about an inch, a little bit bigger than an inch now. I've been feeding these guys the Rapashi Spawn and Grow. I really love that food, and so do the fish. And in this one, there's a whole bunch of fry from Thor. These fry here are about two months younger than the other fry over there. These guys are about a little over a ½ inch. They're also on the Spawn and Grow, so we'll run back and try to see if we can catch Maximus one more time, and if not, that'll be the end of it. He's kind of out here. I think if I try to pretend like I'm going to feed him, he might come out a little bit, but he'll look up at the thing here anyway. Sorry for that glare there from this other tank, but I just can't get him to really... You guys, if you watched that other video when he was trying to court that female, you saw him. He's pretty nice. He's just a little rambunctious. Well, that's about it for me, guys. This is my first commentary video, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm out of here. Have a good one.